The next one is I speak. It's the throat chakra. I, who must I become to speak without apology? This was a big shift for me. And both of you are going to know like my story with Wake Up Warrior and then going through the challenge and then just like finding my voice during that time and saying, you're not going to talk to me like that. I'm not participating in this relationship if it's going to be one of disrespect and just like pulling myself away from those things. But also, who gives you permission to speak? Is it the church that gives you permission to speak? Who gives them authority to say who can speak and who doesn't speak? But particularly with these men, Dr. Frank Seekins and Dr. Skip Moen, they said there was just two or three scriptures that were twisted where it's saying the woman's not supposed to speak in the congregation or blah blah blah. They're like, oh, by the way, this is another scripture that was mistranslated so that they could make this hierarchy where women aren't supposed to teach. So you don't need permission to speak. The permission comes from within, and whatever you say, that's between you and your God, right? Whatever you put out there, you're also receiving back what you put out. So that's something to be conscious of. But I had to just bring up there was one or two scriptures that were mistranslated there to like, ooh, L, quick thoughts on that one. Are you done? Turn off your camera again. I see you. You're not you mute
I mean, what's my thoughts on what?
on I don't know if you were in a different setting where they weren't teaching that women were not supposed to teach, weren't supposed to speak. You know, the men are over here, they're supposed to be running everything, like that kind of
Oh yeah,
hierarchy in
I grew
church
up with my
leadership.
great grandmother
Yeah.
and my grandmother and my mother, and those are all women. So it wasn't no. I mean, my grandmother was a Jehovah's Witness, but she spoke her mind. She didn't really care about what you thought about what was coming out of her mouth. Same with my mom and my grandma. So I
And
never.
you?
The only reason why I would have been taught that is from the travels of experiencing different religions and ways of life.
Mhm.
And in each one of those, they actually absolutely and speak to you when you're spoken to, you know what I mean? You're not you're a woman, you're supposed to be back here, all such hush and quiet and submissive.
Mm.
Yeah, no.
So it says the Proverbs 31 woman speaks or opens her mouth with wisdom. The word wisdom is associated with the spirit of wisdom, which sometimes called Sophia and all these different words for it, but it's always a
What that
female.
is?
Yeah,
Yeah. I crossed
yeah.
over something that said something about a Sophia, and I was like, "What's a Sophia?"
That came from spirit of wisdom. Raquel, I don't know if you've ever been silenced or told like you're not supposed to speak or by church authority, this is blah 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 blah. But that's another thing. It's false.
Well,
It's
I
false.
figured that was false, but I never had that. I never had that experience at church. No,
Mm. I didn't
because
have
that kind of
it.
hardly went.
I didn't have it with church. I had it when I started speaking on Facebook, where I did the early to rise. I guess you could call it a podcast, but it wasn't really. I was teaching the Hebrew, 5 a.m. and stand and deliver, same thing.
Damn, I missed that.
Well, I don't know that you would be joining us at 5 a.m. There's usually just like two, my friend Z and another that would join me at that time. And
Oh, I got up to learn some Hebrew though. That's interesting.
a it's the past season. Okay,